4 countries offering refugees money to leave. There are 6.2 million Ukrainian refugees in the world. 5.8 million of them are in Europe. They've been offered places to live and work permits. But refugees are not immigrants. They're expected to return to Ukraine once it's safe. Some countries are already planning to facilitate that return. They will offer financial incentives. 1. Switzerland. Number of Ukrainian refugees: 70,000. The Swiss State Secretariat for Migration has worked out a plan. The authorities plan to revoke the refugee status in 2024 or 2025. At that point, 80% of Ukrainians will return home voluntarily. The plan expects the war in Ukraine to have ended by then, but around 20% or 14,000 will probably refuse to leave. The longer they stay in Switzerland, the less likely they are to leave. After 5 years of uninterrupted stay, they could get a residence permit. To prevent that, says the plan, voluntary departures should be encouraged. Authorities suggest a departure deadline of 6 to 9 months. Initial financial assistance is considered. It could be a fixed sum paid out to everyone, or it could be a decreasing offer so that those last in line get less. This would encourage people to leave earlier. The potential amounts vary depending on the time of the departure, from 1,000 Swiss francs to 4,000 Swiss francs, $1,090 to $4,355 per person. 2. Norway. Number of Ukrainian refugees: 56,000. Leaving Norway is a strictly voluntary choice. Ukrainians are offered 17,500 Norwegian kroner to help them return. But there's a catch. First of all, only registered refugees can get the money. Second, they can't go back to Norway for a while. If they return to Norway within 12 months, they'll have to repay the grant. The longer they stay in Ukraine, the less they have to repay. After 24 months, they can revisit Norway with no strings attached. However, if they face danger in Ukraine, they can reapply for refugee status. 3. Czech Republic. Number of Ukrainian refugees: 490,000. The Czech Republic has a separate law called Lex Ukraina. It regulates all matters related to Ukrainian asylum seekers. The 6th iteration of the law envisions a repatriation scheme. It's meant for those who want to leave but have no money. The government will offer to cover the repatriation costs. In general, it's very similar to the Norwegian provision. The Czechs will offer a one-time grant and arrange transport. If the refugees return to Czechia too soon, they'll have to repay it. This will work on a strictly voluntary basis too. No amounts have been specified so far. 4. Ireland. Number of Ukrainian refugees: 93,000. The Irish government wants to sort out the refugee situation. Those who want to stay may be offered permanent residency. Those who wish to repatriate may be offered money. No concrete decisions have been made so far, but the idea is to launch a viable return program. The Department of Justice has published a paper outlining the options. It warns that any policy will have potentially substantial resource and cost implications. So far, the Irish government is not offering any incentives to leave.